Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. On today's program, we're going to be highlighting everything that the Suffolk Public Library System has to offer. You know, it's not the same old library system that you're used to. There are a lot of fascinating, interesting, exciting things going on here, including digital media, events, activities, fun things for kids as well as adults. So you want to be sure to get out there and learn everything there is to know about the Suffolk Public Library System, and we're going to tackle that on today's On the Scene. Welcome back to On the Scene. We're joined now by Clint Rudy, the Library Director with Suffolk Public Libraries, and Alicia Finney, who is the Branch Manager here at North Suffolk.
Yes.
So thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
Now we've had these two folks on in a previous show talking about some specific upcoming events and things, but today we're going to be talking about the library system as a whole. And we're going to focus a little bit on North Suffolk in the first segment, and then get into some of the online offerings and other things that you may not be aware of that you can get when you go either online with Suffolk Public Libraries or go to one of the 3 branches throughout the city of Suffolk. And as that is our lead in, Clint, I'm going to turn to you first. And just talk a little bit about, I know you've only been director here for how long now?
Since May.
Since May, okay. So just talk about your transition here with the city of Suffolk and just sort of giving us an overview of the Suffolk Public Libraries that exist here within the city of Suffolk.
Okay. Well, I arrived here in May, and I was originally with the Portsmouth Public Library for almost 9 years. And I'm very excited to be here. And one of the transition things I'm doing is to try to listen to the staff and the public, try to get some ideas of what people want, what people are comfortable with, what things maybe we need to tweak and change.
Right.
So for the system as a whole, we have 3 library locations and a bookmobile. Mm-hmm. And we're working on strategic planning and working on our mission and our vision and trying to see how we can better serve the community. And one of the big things that I want to do is collaborate with other organizations and really promote outreach.
Right.
So really get out into the community so we go to you, not just having to rely on you to come to us.
Now, you mentioned about trying to kind of see what the public is interested in. What are some of the means you're using to do that?
Well, we are hoping to develop a marketing plan and also to do a survey as well in more of an official way. Now it's more anecdotal, kind of working with the staff to kind of do some internal things to kind of prepare that foundation for meeting with the public and seeing what they really want and need.
So again, there's going to be some outreach that'll be coming up as far as the public can look forward to being involved in decisions and planning and things for how the library system as a whole is going to move forward, correct?
Right.
Is that a good way to put that?
Exactly. And for now, we're making little inroads. We're getting involved with the Literacy Council.
Right.
We're at several of the farmers markets just to try to get our name out there and really reach out and see what people think of us and what do they want from us.
Now I know if people are watching right now, of course behind us you have rows and rows of books, and that's obviously when you think of a library, I think that's what most people think of, but the libraries really, I guess worldwide, have really the philosophy as far as from people who work within the libraries, probably that's changed a lot over in recent years because of all the online technology and all the things that are available now in different types of media. It's not just a hard book anymore, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, very much so, and I think that's one of the things we want to make the library a destination, a place where people can collaborate, that forum, that exchange of ideas, even an incubator. And so one of the things that is happening in society in general is to get more digital.
Right.
So we're promoting more items that you can get anywhere you are. So whether it's your mobile device, whether it's your computer at home, your tablet, and so some of those services are available, and we have those in whether it's magazines with our service called Zinio. Hoopla does downloadable audiobooks and the films and TV and music as well. And we have other databases and resources available for genealogy. We have one called Ancestry, and that's available in the library only as of this time.
Now, the one thing I think that ties everything together is the fact that really the only thing you need to have access to all this great information is a library card. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Right.
And to get a library card, there's no cost.
Right.
So we're talking about free resources. Alicia, just let's talk about some of the things that are offered here at North Suffolk, and just for maybe someone who hasn't been to the North Suffolk Library, again, a great facility within our system here. Just talk about what this facility is and what it means to the community through your experience working with people, the public who are users here.
Well, I think our greatest asset is our people, our staff. As soon as you come in, you're greeted. The first desk that you come in contact with is our membership desk, so you can get that library card. You can make changes to your account, get notified the way that you like to be notified. We have through email, texting, calling, or by mail. And then next is our circulation desk. Our staff is very friendly there. They can help you check out items and give you information there. We have an excellent children's area where parents can come. We have story times. We have activities always going on with our children, because they are our future, and we really want them to get plugged into the library right away so that they can become lifelong learners, lifelong lovers of the library. So that's a great and fun, and we have lots of plans for that area with our new youth and family services librarian who you'll meet later, and just fun ways that we can change that and adapt that to what children are looking for nowadays in a library setting. And then our reference area is fantastic. We do have online ways that you can research, but they are great resources as well. To you go to Google and you have like thousands and thousands of search items when you search in there with a keyword, but they can really help you narrow down that information and find exactly what you're looking for, as well as suggest a book that you might want to read next, or a magazine, or show you some of the databases that we've been talking about, because they do take a little bit of setup to get started and plug in your information, and so they're happy to help. They also lead computer classes for people who either have never been exposed to a computer and want to know what a mouse is, to advanced word classes to help you get that extra edge in work and in play, figuring out how you want to get your information together. So we have a lot of things going on and a lot of things planned. We'd like to, like he said, collaborate with more city organizations. We're planning a Master Gardeners event early November to learn how to plant winter bulbs. I think I talked about that in our last segment, and just from fun things like that, I'd like to plan more craft things. So just the sky is the limit. We're just really excited about what we can do in this space.
Well, I think it's a very happening place, I guess, and certainly when you walk in, one of the unique features about the North Suffolk Library is that you have the satellite office for the Commissioner of Revenue and for the Treasurer as well. So again, you walk in, you have a nice entranceway right there. I guess, again, nice place. You can enjoy food and drink in a library, but you're not actually inside the library, but you are. And again, the Commissioner of Revenue and the Treasurer's office is located there. So again, a nice resource for the folks who frequent the northern part of the city. But one unique thing, just to go back to, and again, let's talk about these items behind us, the books. If you come to North Suffolk, or if you go online, you can reserve a book that may be anywhere within the system, and that can be actually delivered for you to check out at one particular branch versus another, correct? Just explain that process, how that works for people for access.
Sure. So, we have the next bestsellers, we have all of the, newest, latest things, but we have this great system here where, even if it's not here in the library to be checked out, you can put yourself on a list for it. And so you would get it, you'd be placed in a line, depending on when you put the book on hold, and they would call you or email you or however you would like to be notified when it comes in, so that you'll know when it's here, and it's right there at circulation under your name, and you can check it out, and so you don't have to, constantly be waiting for it. We'll let you know when it's here. So it's a great system.
How does that work as far as when something hits the shelves at a bookstore, when it's coming into a library system here? As far as how does that work? What's the timing on that? So if someone's looking for that new bestseller that's out there, and maybe you haven't gone online or haven't gone into one of the 3 branches that we have, how does that how's the timing on that work traditionally?
Well, we are able to order up to 6 months in advance, and so we do like to have them come in the week or the day that they we kind of are at mercy to the vendor, but as close as we can get to the date that it hits for the public is when it comes in.
And again, I think in all the branches there's nice displays when you walk in, so you've got some of the newer items that have come out there right in front of you. Excuse me. So again, you can see kind of what's there. Again, if you're just kind of browsing, and that's a unique thing here. Clint, if you would, just talk about your philosophy, and I know you touched on a little bit off the top, as far as how you see this system evolving, and the 3 libraries and the bookmobile working together. You mentioned about the outreach programs and getting the libraries out to people rather than you having to physically come into one of the buildings per se. But just your philosophy on sort of the overall picture of that, plus all the things that are available online, which you touched on a little bit of that earlier.
And I think that goes back to trying to develop what does the community want, and how can we best give that to them. And I think that working with the community, whether it's the community members themselves or other organizations, to really create that partnership and that collaboration so that people see us as more than what maybe they used to think of when they were children. And really as a resource and as a community resource. And I think that that's really my philosophy, is to get out to the public with that outreach, whether it is on the bookmobile, whether it's electronically, whether it was some sort of marketing efforts, just to really reach out to everyone so that they know what we have, but we can also promote other people's items, like Alicia said with the Master Gardener.
Sure.
We're doing a program partnering with the Chamber of Commerce's Small Business Development Commission, and just those types of resources that people wouldn't necessarily think of for the library.
That's right.
And that they can come and use the library for that, to meet, to collaborate, but then also use our other resources, whether it's print or digital.
Sure. Now, if someone's out there watching this program and they think, well, look, my organization would love to partner with the library to put on such and such a program or this or that, what's the point of contact? Where should people go? Where should be their first entry point into possibly seeing if a collaboration can be generated?
Well, I would say it really depends on the nature of the group, but I would say they can always come to me first.
Okay.
I would say
Okay.
that then we can definitely delegate it to the appropriate person, because I have several people, depending if it's youth and family, it's
Sure.
outreach, or it's programming.
Right.
And then that will determine who actually is the contact. But then we'll all work together to try to make it happen.
Indeed. And of course, you're located over at Morgan Memorial Library in
Right.
the heart of downtown Suffolk, so if they're looking for you to contact you, and of course your phone number would be?
514-READ-7323.
All right, well, easy one to remember there. And real quick before we go to break, just to touch on, you mentioned some of the online resources, and I know that not only is it access to books, access to audiobooks and movies and things and magazines and everything, which is a whole laundry list of things there, but you also have the ability to get some test prep. And so, which is something maybe you're not thinking about if you're studying for the SAT and I believe there's some other ones that are offered there. If you could just kind of hit on that a little bit.
Sure, that's one of the databases we have, and it's accessible from our website, again, with your library card.
Right.
And it's Learning Resource Center, and it has practice tests for your SAT, the GRE, the ASVAB, firefighter exam, police exam. So there's a lot of different tests that you may want to take, and you can practice tests, as well as having information, whether it's an ebook or other information that you can actually use to study as a study guide.
And I believe also you have some Chilton auto repair guides on there as well. Is that correct as well, as far as access to that?
Right. So those are all digital, so you don't have to worry about getting there's a lot of those volumes are very heavy, and you get them greasy if you're working on them. You can have your tablet out there and just look at it while you're actually working on your vehicle.
And again, all those resources are free to people who have a library card. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Alicia, real quickly, what's the process of getting a library card? As far as I know, we talked about that a little earlier. How simple is it?
It's very simple. You just have to have a picture ID and proof of address. So if your address is not correct on your picture ID, then you would just need to bring something in, like a piece of mail, something official that shows what that address is.
And who's eligible for a library card here with the City of Suffolk?
Anyone's eligible. You do have to be 5 years old if you're a child and have your parental consent if you're under 18.
Do you have to be a Virginia resident?
Yes, Virginia resident. We do offer a reciprocal card for North Carolina residents, and that does come with a fee. So.
Okay, all right. Well, we've just, again, touched on the tip of the iceberg here with the Suffolk Public Library System. We'll have more coming up after this break. We'll be focusing a little bit on Morgan Memorial and some of the other offerings throughout the library system, so be sure to stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene. We're joined now by Allison Lauer, who is the Youth and Family Services Manager with the Suffolk Public Library System, and also she serves as the branch manager at the Morgan Memorial Library. And Allison, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
And again, you're really new to the Suffolk Public Library System and to Suffolk, so if you could just talk about kind of what your role is with the system and what you do, and kind of maybe your vision moving forward for what you're going to be doing.
Sure. As you said, I am new. I started October 1st, so I'm very excited about my position here at Suffolk Public. I am the Youth and Family Services Manager, which means that I coordinate and direct services for children 0 to 18 and their families throughout all 3 branches, so that we have a coordinated effort on everything that we are offering for children and youth here at Suffolk Public Library. And then, as you said, I'm also the branch manager at Morgan.
Yes.
So I also am doing everything at the branch, as we talked about a little bit earlier with Leisha too. So my vision for Youth and Family Services is I want us to be offering everything we possibly can be offering for people and for families and children in the city of Suffolk. everything from story times and classes for babies and new moms and new parents
Right.
up to teenagers who are applying for college, who are working on projects for high school.
Right.
So everything that encompasses that, which is a really big age
It
group,
is,
but we have so many great resources here at the library and so many talented people here at the library to really help just bring something fun to
Sure.
break up their day, or something educational to
Right.
help them with own personal goals or school project, things like that.
And of course, we've seen over the years there's been a multitude of programs and special events offered, much like what you're talking about. But so you see enhancing that and kind of, I guess as Clint had noted earlier, perhaps reaching out to the community and finding out what needs are out there so you can kind of tap into that? Would that be-
Exactly.
Okay.
Outreach is definitely part of my goal as well, to really connect with various organizations, school groups, daycares, pretty much any other organization that serves children
Right.
and their families. I'd like to connect with them to, as Clint was talking about earlier, find out the needs of our community. But then also within the library itself, we have great programs here, and we want to continue providing great programs, including enhancing our story times so that they are following an early literacy-based curriculum. Early literacy are the skills that children need to learn how to read before they get to kindergarten, and that really starts at home. And the library is a great place to be a resource for that, because parents can come in, learn about different ways that they can be working with their children on what they're going to need to know before they get to kindergarten. It's not us teaching them how to teach their children to read, it's us giving them the tools so that
Sure.
their children will be ready. And then that continues on too into the older age, supplementing what they're already doing in school, adding, maybe offering opportunities that they wouldn't necessarily get. We're also looking at definitely doing a lot of STEM-based programming, science, technology, engineering, and math-based programming,
Right.
to really enhance the educational and kind of fun activities that
Sure.
kids can do here in Suffolk. So.
Well, you think about a library as a place where you can learn and go and grow, and I think that's really what you're talking about as far as, like you said, giving parents and care providers those building blocks and those tools that they can utilize in their own environment, because again, everybody's situation is a little bit different, so as far as, whether you're looking for more of this or more of that or whatever, and I think that's a great opportunity, and again, a great resource for the citizens here in the city of Suffolk and beyond, really, to tap into, again, with the portal really being your library card. And Clint, I think that really fits nicely with your vision that you talked about, the community outreach and really getting out there to people and offering all these services, events, activities, fun happenings and everything that's really going to make libraries here in the city of Suffolk the place to be.
Right, great. And I think our partnership with the Early Childhood Development Commission and just really serving that role of bridging the gap between you have the preschool age, which is so important and critical to start before starting school, and whether that's homeschoolers, private, or the public school, we can really feel like we can be a partner there and throughout their career, and then whether there's secondary education, and then really lifelong learning.
Yep.
'Cause that's really what we can offer.
Indeed, indeed. Now, earlier we touched on the facility that we're in right now, which of course is North Suffolk, but Allison, of course, is the branch manager over at Morgan Memorial. Take us kind of through the facility and tell people maybe who haven't been there yet, what they can enjoy and what opportunities are there when they walk in the door.
All right, well, Morgan Memorial, when you walk in the door, you walk immediately up to the first thing you see is our circulation desk. It's right in front of you, just like at North Suffolk. We have wonderful people who work our circulation desk who can help you check your items in and out. To the left of that desk, we have our membership services where you can get a card. You can ask questions about your account. Everything that you can do at North Suffolk, you can also do at Morgan. And then at that desk that circulation sits at, it's kind of a square desk. On the other side of that is our reference section, which is fantastic. If you have any questions about anything, any questions about maybe a book you want to read, something you're looking for, our reference staff can definitely answer it for you, can find things for you. We have a great children's section, we have an adult section. I believe we have a small local history at Morgan now too. And so and we also have our microfiche reader there too, for to access old newspapers and past articles. So we really have a lot going on there. We have pretty much everything you can find at North Suffolk, you can also find at Morgan, and we have that nice central downtown location too. So and we have very, very friendly and awesome staff who can pretty much help you. If they will go above and beyond no matter what your request is. So.
Well, I think one common theme, Clint, and this is one of the nice things about the Suffolk Public Library System is, in fact, we've touched on it with both Allison and Alicia, personnel and the people. It's not just you know, a place with a bunch of books and nothing's really happening, but you've got people that are greeting you when you walk in and that are really there to provide assistance, information, services, and I think that's a testament to what we can offer here in the city of Suffolk.
Right, yeah, and it's all really about customer service and really trying to help people with their information needs, and that's really what we see as our role here. And I do want to mention we have the third location, which is Chuckatuck.
That's right.
And again, it's a smaller location, but the same kind of services. And again, we mentioned you can request something from any location, and we instituted twice a day delivery. So you'll get something usually the next business day that you request, as long as it's available in one of those locations.
That's right. And again, Chuckatuck might not be the biggest facility, but it's very powerful in the sense of what it offers that area of the city and that community as far as being there. And again, one of the things that's offered there, as throughout the system, is access to the internet. As far as you go into one of the branches. Now, what can you do as far as with the computers that are here in any of the branches, I should say, to access the internet, and what services can you reach out to from there? Is it just sort of free open internet access, or how does that work?
Yes, it's again, you use your library card. The library card really is the key to accessing all these resources, and you can print for a fee and access all of our resources if you're traveling, or your printer isn't working at home, or you don't have a computer at home. You can use it, and then as well as our Wi-Fi. We have Wi-Fi in all the locations, so you can use it on your mobile device, your tablet, whatever you'd like to do, or your laptop.
And Allison, I think, you know, looking at it both from your perspective with the Youth and Family Services part, you're trying to program all three facilities.
Correct.
So again, we're looking at, and there are programs that go on at all three facilities.
Correct.
Like, just touch on that a little bit again to tell people kind of what's out there now. And I know different things start at different times, and some of them fill up pretty quickly. So again, when the registration opportunity is available, you want to jump on that pretty quickly.
Right, correct. We offer, as far as story time goes, we offer toddler time story time, which is the toddler age group under 3, about 18 months to 3. And then we also offer preschool story time, and that's for 3 to 5-year-olds, and that is both at the Morgan Memorial branch and North Suffolk branch. Chuckatuck also offers a story time, which is for about the 3 to 5 age set as well. And they happen at different times. Right now there's no registration for them, so all you have to do is come by the library at the time. And all of that information, it's pretty regular. For example, at Morgan Memorial, our toddler time's at 10 on Wednesdays, and our preschool's at 10:30 on Wednesdays, and it's going to be like that for the rest of the year. If you ever have any questions, you can definitely call the libraries especially on times, or see kind of how many children come to this one, average, if you kind of want to get an estimate about that. We also here at the North Suffolk Library are doing a Lego Club program currently, which is a really fun program, and it has a lot of STEM background to it with the building and the really getting kids into creating too. So that's something we also want to see at Morgan Memorial eventually. Right now it's only offered here in North Suffolk.
Got it.
So pretty much what, as you said, because it is a coordinated effort, we would eventually like to be offering the same programs at all of the different branches, so that no matter where you live in the city, you have the opportunity to come into the library and take advantage of these great programs.
Again, you know, as the library system continues to grow and develop, and programs like Allison's talking about continues to happen, you really want to stay in touch with what's going on, because you don't want to miss out on an opportunity. And I think that's one of the ways we're going to point now to the website. And Clint, if you could talk about that as far as if you go to the Suffolk Public Library website, and of course we'll have that address on the bottom of the screen, what resources can you get to? And when you pull up your account, you can get a kind of a good overview as far as maybe your past history as well as what you currently have checked out, and also you can make those reservations for books or resources that you want to, that you can't access at that point in time, right?
Right, and the website is all about the information, about the locations, where we are, how you contact us, and then the calendar. Right. So what event is happening, so you can plan what you're going to attend. Right. And then accessing the online catalog is really all about your account, how many things you have checked out, when they're due, placing a hold on item so you can request it, and also renewing your items. So you really have control of your account, but you're also welcome to always come in or always call us too.
And let's give those 3 locations one more time, and as far as the general location, Clint, if you could cover that as far as for the system that it currently exists.
Okay, well, Morgan Memorial is downtown on Washington Street. North Suffolk is here in Bennett's Creek, and Chuckatuck is in Chuckatuck.
Right there on Route 10. So again, very convenient locations, but as Clint noted, again, you always can go online and find out again what the upcoming events are going to be, access all those resources. Again, just need to have that library card. So again, that's free and open again to anybody who lives in the state of Virginia. So again, that's an opportunity for you to open a portal to all kinds of lifelong learning opportunities, as Clint noted earlier. So again, resources that you certainly want to take care of and to take advantage of here in the city of Suffolk. So I want to thank Clint, Allison, and Alicia for all joining us today to talk about Suffolk Public Libraries, and a lot of good things coming, so be sure to check out a library near you. Thanks for watching this edition of On the Scene. We'll see you next time.